Hey y'all, I'm Blaine Phillips.
And I'm Phillips-LeVan.
We're married, like just a minute ago, but we've been together for 14 years.
We have a teenage daughter.
Which means she's basically an adult, right?
We're also growing a business on the side together.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Through all of that, we've learned how to improve so many aspects of our lives and show up in an amazing way.
So we decided to host a podcast to share our journey with you.
It's called Let's Do Life Together, because that's just what we want to do with you.
So if you could use some tips and tricks on how to make life a little smoother,
then you're in the right place.
come on in and let's do life.
Jason, we're going to talk about sleep.
All right, let's go.
No, not really.
Sleepy time.
Settle down. We're
Go
not
to
going
bed.
We're not going into sleep mode. But we're kind of going to talk about sleep. We're going to talk about going to bed together because it's important. And side note, it's episode 60. Can you believe it? Really? That was your excitement? You want to rewind? Mm-hmm. Jason, it's episode 60. Can you believe it?
Woohoo.
Oh, boy. Yep. That's the excitement that we have around here, people. That was the extent of it. But anyway, moving on from Jason's excitement to, we're going to talk about sleep. And yes, Jason could talk about sleep all day long and all of the scientific reasons for why you should get sleep and why you should go to bed and da-da-da. That's not what we're talking about today.
We're not really talking about sleep.
We're not talking about sleep.
About going to bed.
That's true. We're not talking about sleep. We're not going to yell at you to tell you to get more sleep or how many hours of sleep. So do not turn us.
Sleep.
No.
We will yell.
Oh my gosh. Do not.
It's important.
You don't even yell. What are you talking about? Stop doing that. We're not talking about sleep per se. We're talking about the importance of going to bed, specifically together with your person. That if you share a bed with them, which I'm betting you probably do, whomever that person is that you share a bed with, not your kid, but your partner, your spouse, your whatever.
Oh, get the kids out to bed.
That's not in this episode.
Can we talk about that?
I mean, I guess, but we're not there yet. Yeah. We want people to keep listening. Can you be bright and upbeat in the beginning? What is happening?
Doing it wrong.
What?
Get your kids out to bed.
This is your yelling? Oh, boy. This is going to be a good one. I can already tell. Apparently, someone's feisty today. Listen, the truth is, we've come a long way in our marriage in many aspects. We've still got a lot of work to do and a lot of areas that we can grow and improve in, but we've been together 15 years now. We've gone through the hard seasons where we weren't sure we would be together. We've gone through the super highs and some lows and the counseling and the things. And this particular thing we're going to talk about today is something that we have worked on and been up and down in good seasons and bad seasons throughout our marriage. But it's important, and it's important to both of us. I'm going to be honest and tell you it was always important to me. I don't know that it was always as important to Jason as it is to me, but I think he's come around. I think we've come a long way. What would you say? Would you say it was always as important to you? Don't tell a lie.
No, I mean, it wasn't as important, I didn't have the awareness of it. So what we're really talking about is a lesson or a marriage hack. This is one way that could dramatically improve your relationship with your partner.
Oh, there you are. Now you're on the same episode as me. He's even given you basically a title. One way to dramatically increase your relationship with your partner. Welcome to the show, Jason. I'm glad you're here. All right. So let's take it back some years ago. Who knows when, but what our bedtime routines kind of used to look like. Heads up, one part's pretty much still the same. I'm an early bird. I just am. I don't know. I have more energy in the mornings. It's just kind of how I am. As the evening hours arrive, I start to slow down. I don't want to use my brain very much in the evenings, and I crash. I'm asleep. And so what it used to look like is Jason and I might sit down to watch a TV show together, and it would be too late. It would be past my bedtime. I would be turning into a pumpkin and I would fall asleep. I would fall asleep very often on the couch, sitting beside him. I'm not with him. I'm just sitting beside him. He's watching TV, or maybe he's checking something on his phone. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing because I'm asleep, but I have crashed out. I'm on the couch laying next to him, which then would result in Jason often staying up. He was definitely staying up, and I would venture to say sometimes staying up too late. Would you agree?
Right. Probably. Yeah. And it was probably at the worst, like years ago, before a lot of the other habits kind of kicked in. So I don't even know if you were really getting up early. Like now you get up early for a purpose and taking that kind of the start to your day and that miracle morning-ish kind of stuff. But when you aren't really taking it as much care of your body, so you were crashing probably harder also.
Yeah, that's a good differentiator. We're taking you way back, like probably 10 years ago, before any of our real focus on health in all of the aspects became a thing. That's for sure. But we were not connected. And when you go to sleep at different times, it bleeds over into the morning. You're likely going to get up at different times. And this was a season, like he's saying, you're right. Good point. I wasn't getting up early, so I was still in the bed. Jason was not getting enough sleep. So he would be staying up later, and then he would get up because he had to go to work. So he would get up and he would shower and oftentimes head out the door. And I probably wasn't even up. He would come and say goodbye to me in the bed. I may or may not be awake. I might roll over and give him a good grunt. But I didn't really see him at night because we didn't really connect. I mean, maybe for a few minutes before, but I don't think there were very many minutes between when we put the kids to bed and when I would crash out on the couch asleep beside you. So we're not having that time then. We're on different schedules in the morning because you're up and out the door. We're just not doing it. And that leads to not connecting. And if we're being honest, that means physically and emotionally, because it's hard, especially as parents working, going in different directions. Like, you have to be intentional about carving out time to be together. You do. Date nights and getaways and just those things. Yeah, you carve that out, but we're talking about you want to connect with your person every day just to check in. How was your day? What's going on? And if you have kids, especially younger kids, that's hard because you get around the dinner table and the day, how was your day conversation comes to them. Like, how was your day? And what did you learn in school today? And what project are you working on? And it's so easy to get family focused and forget that you just want to connect with your spouse. Like, I want to sit beside you and hold your hand. I want to lay my head on your chest and hear, like, no, for real, how was your day? Like, where did you struggle today? Or did you have a great win at work that I want to hear about? And when your schedules are so different, you don't have the time for that.
Right. So this is a way to just kind of get in sync. And it's for these nighttime hours, but it's really sets up for the whole day, every day.
Yeah, it's true. And yes, we know it is not possible for everyone. I get it. There are people who work different shifts, and there are people who, you're required to work this and you're just not. But
sometimes you have to stay up and watch that football game.
No, you do not. Oh, boy. That is not true. You never have to stay up and watch that football game. That's a choice. Don't lie. But yeah, sometimes you have to work the night shift. It's your turn and you have to do it and you can't be. But what we're challenging you is when you can, do your best to make this a priority, to get on the same schedule, get in the same sync of things, because it's not going to just affect you. And it's not going to just be your marriage or your relationship. It's a whole family type of dynamic, which is also another thing that I didn't realize. And it became true for us. I started to change. Like I started it. I mean, we've never been shy about me being the one that started to institute the healthy habit changes. I started to get up early to exercise. It really started with exercise. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it with Jason, and we realized that the early morning hours were the only time that was ever going to actually happen.
Right. That's for us to make it a habit. It had to be in the morning.
So I started to get up, and then I realized pretty quickly that I couldn't just wake right up and work out. Like, I needed a minute. I'm an early bird, but I need like a power on section. So I would get up a little, and Jason too, we just need to power on in a different way, which is interesting. Like, I want to do different things than he does in the morning. So we started to work that getting up, and then we're getting up together because we're working out together. And oh man, that felt so good to like be up with him in the morning before the kids were awake, before life is really taking over, and just roll over and say good morning. And so it kind of evolved to, I would get up and like go to the bathroom and do my things, like do my journal, and he would kind of power on a little bit. I would power on a little bit, and whatever that looks like for us. For me, it's reading my devotional and having my journal time. And what is it for you? I don't even know. What are you doing in there?
It's kind of evolved and still kind of in progress of different things, but there was a season of adding some meditation in, and just kind of waking up in different ways. So all these things have kind of layered over the years. This isn't necessarily the point of this episode, but just kind of how we got here. And just kind of how it looks now. But the key thing is we're up, and usually the first part is we're not together, so we're awake in separate areas of the house. But then you come back in, and we're able to connect. Then
we come back together, and it's quiet and it's early, and we talk. Sometimes we talk like, hey, what's going on in your day? Like, what does your day look like today? Is there anything I can do to make your day better? Like, it doesn't have to be a long amount of time.
Right.
This is not a long amount of time for us.
Just a little traffic meeting.
Yeah, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Like, lay there.
Santa's got orthodontist, so we got to do that. Or we're going to the grocery, you need anything. Whatever it is. Just a quick few minutes.
This can look like you guys getting up and sharing a cup of coffee together, if that's what you do. I don't drink coffee, so I prefer to lay in my bed with our little side lamp on and with my head on Jason's chest. Like, that's my most favorite place to be. But maybe that's not yours. Maybe you guys want to go for a walk. Maybe you want to drink that cup of coffee. Maybe you just want to sit on the couch in the living room and like look at each other. But just intentionally, as you can start to get up around the same time and come together in that morning and just have that traffic stop of what's going on, what's in your day. There you go. You've connected. You've created this bond with your person that, I don't know, it's special. And I think that really starts the night before. Your ability to get there is going to start the night before.
Yeah. So it's the nighttime sets up the morning for sure. Just getting on that same schedule. Because if you're on opposite schedules, or if they vary too much, you miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah. And that means going to bed together. Like, that's what we're talking about. Like, it starts in the night. It starts with going to bed together. And I think we have to first get rid of so many of the excuses or the lies that we tell ourselves. Here's an example of one. Like, there's been times that Jason and I would quote unquote go to bed together, and then he would get back up. Like, he would leave the bed because he needed to finish that project, or he's better in the night hours, or this is the only time he's got to do it. And then we're disconnected, or somebody's up and playing video games while the other person goes off to bed, or somebody just sleeps better on the couch. No, you don't. You don't sleep better on the couch. What are you talking about? Like, you don't need to be up and play video games. Go to bed with your person. It's special. It's time. When you go to bed together at the same time or close to the same time. Like, no, we're not. We're close. Like, I go and brush my teeth and do my things and take off my makeup, and then I get in the bed, and then Jason comes in a little bit later, and he reads a little at night currently. He likes to do that. I don't read, but I snuggle up next to him, and we're there, and we might talk. We might connect. Like, when are you doing that? When are you making time for that? Like, I don't know. I could get on a soapbox here. Jason, you might want to interject, because this is important, and it's important to me. And I know that it's important to your relationship. And I know that we make up a crock of crap excuses all the time for the reasons that we don't do this.
Right. So the video games might be the excuses. That's how you decompress from the day or whatever. And I think you can, if that's if that's what you're going with, then you need to try to fit in that decompression time throughout the week some other ways, or figure out, what's triggering that need so you can make improvements there. But if you are, and if you're connected with your partner or not, and if you're not connecting in general with your partner, then this is a place to look at first.
Yeah. That's good. That's the point of the episode.
Are you in sync? Are you on the same schedule?
You know how you feel. And yeah, it's a great place to start. And it's not going to happen overnight. Like if you guys have drastically different schedules and somebody's just gotten used to staying up till midnight, playing their video games or working on their projects, and you're an early riser and they're a late owl and like it's going to have to evolve. And P.S., it's going to take a little give and take on both ends. Like I needed to dial back my wake up time a little bit, and Jason needed to dial forward his go to bed time a little bit. And we just slowly got there and we evolved. But now we go to bed almost every night, minus that occasional football game.
Right.
Together.
And it's okay. It doesn't mean this has to be every single day, or you're not doing it right. I mean, that's part of the give and take. So if, maybe it's twice a week, somebody's on a different schedule. Okay. I mean, I won't get into the sleep impact of that, but, just start somewhere.
But that's also a conversation that you've had in advance, and that a couple nights a week, this person's going to be going to bed a little later and not joining you because they've got this thing that they like to do or they need to do or whatever. But start small, give and take. We're committing to going to bed together and having that connection time, and no one's going to get up out of the bed later. Connection does not just mean connection. Connection means talking to them and laying there and having that intimate time together to be present with each other. And I think a lot of people aren't doing that. I'm always shocked. I have many people that I talk to and they're like, we haven't shared a bed in forever, or I don't know the last time we went to bed together or whatever. And I know that was us. And I know that it was a contributing factor in our disconnect. And I know how good I feel when we are on the same rhythm and we go to bed together. We have that time. We wake up next to each other, and just the rhythm of the day. It's a fact, and it connects us as people. And it is something I'm pretty sure you can tell I'm passionate about. So that's how I feel. And that's what we wanted to talk about. That's the reminder of today. Just like Jason said, if you are not connected and you're looking for one thing that you could tweak that could start to bring that connection back into balance, this is it. This is a suggestion on where to start. As always, we hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that I didn't get too much on my soapbox. And if I said something that stung a little, it's probably for a reason. So listen to the sting and think about how you can improve. Until next time.